Byron says, Mark, ask Cam the question you let Logan avoid on the Florida State Live before he basically started talking trash, which was how many misses. Okay, this is what I served up. Basically, I'll put it this way. Ohio State could have a top 5 class, Clemson could have a top 10 class, and USC could have a top 15 class, and there could be very little, if any, overlap over their pursuits. Mm-hmm. But with Florida State, and Miami having the classes that landed in the manner that they did, how much overlap was there in regards to, oh, they got that guy, we could have had this guy or that guy, or we flipped X, Y, and Z from them? How much was there between the three? Right.
Got it. There was a lot between Miami and Florida. Miami is 13-5 head-to-head recruiting, and since Cristobal came to campus, and it was almost, you're a whisper away from 15-3. Like, Rashada flipped, but he was committed to Miami, and Andy Jean, we kind of parted ways with, weren't sure about it. He was like, all right, I'm gonna go to Florida. But like, both of those dudes were committed to Miami. So you're just, hey, stick with the U instead of going to smelly Alachua County. And your 13-5 gets to 15-3, just like that, right? But if you look at Miami's class as to guys who, Florida or Florida State were going after, everybody in America was going after Francis Mauigoa, but I won't even count that one. Finalists, maybe. Ruben Bain from Miami Central, absolutely. Malik Bryant from Orlando Jones, who used to be at IMG, absolutely. Robert Stafford, kind of, sort of, but not really. I don't know why they weren't going after him, but whatever. Ray Joseph, they weren't really even on Ray's radar because he was committed to Clemson before he was maybe flirting with Louisville. I guess not. He wanted to go get some Kentucky Fried Chicken before he committed here. Raul Aguirre, Damari Brown, the Washington Twins. Anton Jackson is a funny one because he was a 24 recruit, but he wanted to reclassify up to 23. So they were probably involved there, but like when he reclassified up, they were way behind. Mark Fletcher, everybody thought he was going to go to Florida. That didn't happen. Christopher Johnson, yeah. Tommy Kinsler was committed to Florida, got that. Emory Williams is from Milton, which is so far in the Panhandle, it's on Central Time. It's way west of Tallahassee. It's almost that's basically East Alabama where he lives. So yeah. And then everybody in America was in on Cormani McLean, which I'm sure we'll get to. Devontae Brown, I'm sure as well. But like, yeah, you're looking at all these guys, man. Look, man, and I'm not even going into their classes of the guys that they kept really from each other. There wasn't really much of like, hey, Miami wants this guy, and then Florida or Florida State went and got them. There wasn't really much of that. If you want to count Andy Jean and Jaden Rashada, fine. For Florida State, I would have to see their class. Hakeem Williams for Florida State, the 5-star wide receiver from Fort Lauderdale Stranahan. Apart from that, honestly and truly, it's tough to think of many, and I'm not even being revisionist or anything like that. Like, I am incessant in my following of recruiting. Like, I follow it more than a little bit. I blog about it all the damn time. That's what I got my start in blogging and whatnot. But like, I saw Florida State signing people today, and I'm like, who? What? Like, who is this? Like, it's not even, I don't, and like, again, I know more names than most people. I need to get back out to the events like I used to be as heavy, but I still go to some games. I'm still around. I still talk to people who are out there all the time. And I see Florida State signing name after name after name, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. I never heard of this person in my life. So to say, so I'm not being revisionist. So I'm saying a lot of their guys are guys that they went after that Miami didn't go after because like they weren't even like, oh, that's a 4-star kid that we decided for whatever. Nah, it literally, I saw Tomahawk Nation, the our sister site on SB Nation, they're posting things. Oh, this person signed with Florida State. Literally. Who? What? And again, I know more names than most people. So, but yeah, the misses for them, and whichever them you want to insert, the Gators or the Seminoles versus Miami, like we ran laps around them, honestly and truly. Like, this is a decisive victory in recruiting across the board.
So Florida State had, of course, the 1 5-star, and then they had 2, 4, 5, 6 4-stars.
I mean,
and they're all basically top 350 players. And
I'm going to click over and I'm going to look at their class real quick. Okay, Lucas Simmons, we let him drop because we got 2 of the top 3 tackles in the country. Blake Nicholson, they played the away game and got the kid from California. We weren't in on that. The defensive lineman from North Carolina, Lamont Green Jr., he is a kid who was down here, but honestly, we got better defensive ends than that. Vandrevius Jacobs from Vero Beach, he's fine. And the Singleton kid from Fleming Island, he's fine. I mean, yeah, Edwin Joseph is a guy that we kicked the tires on, but like, I mean, will we have taken him? Sure, but like, is that a loss? I mean, not really, but if you want to call that one, fine. Brock Glenn is a decent quarterback, but like, some of the rest of these dudes, who? Darren Lawrence from Sanford Seminole, that's not the kid that I've heard of from Seminole. Kenan Kirkland, Jabril Rawls, Quindarius Jones. I mean, now you're getting into like the thousands, like in player rate, like 985. Andre Otto from Key West High School, like he's not, it says NA for national ranking, so you got to be way in the thousands. DeMarco Ward from Duluth, Georgia, at the linebacker, same. Like, I'm saying, like, who are these dudes? Like it's very few that were flat misses for Miami in that class. And since I'm looking it up right now, before we get to the question from the next gentleman that's up on the screen, again, for Florida, Jaden Rashada, okay. But yeah, the Kirby Collins from Alabama, we weren't in on him. Aiden Mizell, we were not in on him. Dijon Johnson, we kicked the tires on way back when, if you want to call that, fine. Eugene Wilson, we weren't in on. We got 2 other faster receivers for the slot. I'm good with that. Roderick Kearney, we weren't in on. Jakeem Jackson, we kicked the tires on. Okay. Cameron James, I mean, great name, spelled weird. But no, we got better, defensive linemen. Jordan Castle, no. TJ Searcy, no. Will Norman, no. Sharif Denson, kick the tires on. No. Okay, even if you try, okay, we tried to flip him at the end or whatever you want to say, that fine. Gavin Hill, no. Trayon Webb, earlier, we, looked at, but we got the running backs we wanted, so we're very good on that. Aaron Gates, no. Andy Jean, fine. You want to count that as an L, sure. Bryce Thornton, no. Jaden Robinson, no. Kanijah Harris, I mean, you kicked the tires on him earlier, but then, like, he didn't even really become the player that we thought he could have been. So we got better linemen than that. And then this Bryce Lovett kid, like, again, so you're talking 2 or 3 in either class, but littered up and down our classes. Oh, they wanted this blue chip, this one, da, 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 da. So that's what I'm saying. But as it goes, like, it was a decisive, dominant recruiting win in the state of Florida for the, University of Miami.